Hi everyone, welcome to Rike Sports and our preview for the Darts World Championship, which gets underway next Tuesday here at Alexandra Palace. Really looking forward to this one. It's the big one and it's going to be held right here. You see PDC got their van out here, they're preparing, only a few days like I say. So yeah, preview the tournament now. As we know, going into it, Peter Wright is the defending, reigning current world champion. Done so well last year to beat Michael Van Gerwen in the final there, 7-3. Great result for him. He'll be looking to defend his title. Danger's going to be obviously the world #1, Van Gerwen. Gerwen Price has been the form player since the comeback to darts after the lockdown. He's won by most tournaments and the field's so open, there's so many dangers. You know, we saw the Grand Slam, the last major tournament. Jose de Souza won that, played so well. And we've had many different winners this year as well. You know, Dimitri van der Berg, so in the match play, played really well there. And yeah, it's definitely a much more open tournament than you would normally. Taking a look at the bookies odds, you can see that normally Van Gerwen would be a much shorter favourite than he is. I think he's priced at 5-2. You can get Peter Wright and Gerwen priced at 6-1, and it's like 16-1 bar with Michael Smith and the rest. Much bigger prices. So yeah, really open tournament. It's a hard one to predict. So if we look at each section, I think Van Gerwen's got a difficult draw. So spare me a second. Let me put it out. I was looking at the draw earlier and yeah, it's a real difficult one for Van Gerwen. In that section he has got, okay, so there's Joe Cullen, there's Johnny Clayton, Dave Chisnell, Danny Noppert, Dimitri van der Berg, Geraint Watamina and Ricky Evans too. So that is a very difficult section to the draw. I'd say it's the hardest by some way, and Van Gerwen's going to have to play really well to come through that. I think he will. I think he showed that he's getting not right back to his best form, but he's definitely getting better. We saw in the most recent tournament, the Players Championship, just a couple of weeks back, he won that one, beat Mervyn King in the final there, beat Gerwen Price in the semi-final of that one as well. Played really well, you know, so yeah, I've got to go with Van Gerwen to come through that section, even though it is very difficult. I think the biggest danger there to him is going to be Dimitri van der Berg. He's been playing so well the last few months and he seems to rise to a big occasion. So if they both end up meeting in the quarter-final stage, I think it's going to be a difficult game, but Van Gerwen should just be able to shade that and come through that quarter of the draw. Then the next section is where you got Michael Smith as this main seed there. Again, difficult section here. You got Devon Peterson in there, Gary Anderson, Solovich is there as well, Glenn Durrant. You know how good he is, the Premier League winner. He's not been in such good form in recent times, but he is a great player, and if he's back to form, he's going to be a danger. Adrian Lewis is there as well. We know he's a former double world champion. Really difficult one to call there, you know, like, all really good players. As I say, the field is open. Michael Smith showed glimpses of good form in the Players Championship and in the Grand Slam, played well there. He won a couple of the Winter Series tournaments as well, so he looks in good form, but so do so many other players as well there. Like I say, Devon Peterson, the other danger, he's been looking in good form. Gary Anderson, he got to the match play final, done well in the Premier League, had a few issues with injuries, so it's difficult. I would normally back Gary, but because of the injuries he's gone through recently and not being super consistent like he used to be, so I'm going to go for, it's a really difficult one to pick there, but I'm going to go for Michael Smith to come through that one and get through into the semis for that section. So section 3, now this, I think Peter Wright's been handed an amazing draw. I really think he's got the best draw of all the top seeds there. In it, the only real dangers I see are Simon Whitler and James Wade. Both of them performed really well at the Grand Slam, as we saw, and you know, they are good players and definitely could beat Peter Wright, but I'd expect Peter Wright to have too much for either of them two or anyone else in that section and come through quite comfortably to get through to the semi-finals there. Section 4 is where the top seed's Gerwen Price in that one. He's got a tricky draw. There's Jose de Souza, we know how well he's been playing, just recent Grand Slam winners are saying. There's Nathan Aspinall, he's a great player as well. We saw he's got quite a good record of a Gerwen Price as well. He's beaten quite a few times, so a difficult draw there for Gerwen as the seed, and difficult, but again, I think, you know, he's going to rise to the occasion. He's the form player, like I was saying to you earlier, and I reckon he will do really well and get through. So that means we'll have the semi-final lineup of Michael Van Gerwen versus Michael Smith and Gerwen Price versus Peter Wright in the bottom half. Again, now this is a tricky one to call, you know, all four are world-class players. Gonna go for Van Gerwen though to beat Michael Smith. Be close, but I think Van Gerwen will come through that. And then after that, I'm gonna go for the other semi-final, Peter Wright to come through against Michael Van Gerwen. I spoke about this before a few times, that, you know, we would hope that they play their A games, and I think if they did play their A games, Peter Wright's A game is a slight bit better Van Gerwen prices. So then now to the final, I'm going for a repeat of last year's final. Now, will Michael gain revenge on Peter, or will Peter once again prevail and defend his title? It's so difficult to call, you know. Again, we're talking about A games, so I'm going to presume they both come with their A games, and if they do, I think Van Gerwen's A game at his complete best is just that little bit better than Peter's, you know. It's difficult to call out, you know. Really, it's a 50-50 match between them two. They both got to the final, and really a hard one to call. I don't think it would be so dominant as it was in last final, where Peter Wright won quite comfortably in the end, 7-3. I think it would be a lot closer, maybe a 7-6, 7-5. It could go either way, but I'm going to go for Michael Van Gerwen. I think he's going to be really determined. He's had a poor year by his standards, you know. He's such a good player. Used to bang him at really high averages, and that's what I'm saying. If he produces A game, I think he can get that really high average consistently over that long match format, and he will, if performing back to his peak, I think his peak is that bit better than Peter Wright's, and he will then become the 4 times world champion. Thanks everyone for watching, and that's all for me. For my viewers, please remember to subscribe, like and share. Thank you.